The best trigger finger splints for nighttime should stop your finger from triggering while you're sleeping. They're comfortable enough to sleep through the entire night and do not make your finger too stiff in the morning. And I say too stiff because unfortunately, anytime you put something on your finger for several hours that prevents motion, you're gonna have some stiffness, and we'll talk more on that in just a few. Hi guys, I'm Michelle from Virtual Hand Care. I'm an occupational therapist and a certified hand therapist of 20 years. And in this video, I'm sharing 5 trigger finger splinting options for nighttime only. Yes, you could wear the same splint at night that you wear during the day. However, there are some splints that should not be worn during the day because they are very restrictive and limit any type of use of your hand. But they could work really well at night because you're not using your hand. Now, I always like to mention that when it comes to splints, especially for your fingers, it's very individualized. What might work for you might not work for somebody else. Some of you have very long fingers, some of you have short fingers, and some of you have larger arthritic joints that make it difficult to put splints on. Plus, our hands can swell through the night too, making some splint options very uncomfortable. When it comes down to it, the best splints are the ones that you are actually going to wear. And I'm gonna share several options. And that brings me to my first recommendation for trigger finger splints for nighttime. And this one isn't even a splint, but it's using a Band-Aid or medical tape. You can actually use any kind of gentle skin-friendly tape, such as a micropore tape or even kinesiology tape. There are many brands that are latex-free and hypoallergenic. Even if you have skin allergies, there are ways to use this method without having to put the tape directly on your skin, and I'll show you that in just a minute. To use this taping technique, you are actually taping just 1 or 2 joints of your triggering finger. Usually you start by taping the PIP joint, which is your middle joint. However, some people do need to tape their DIP joint too, which is that first joint of your finger. But by taping right over your joint, you are blocking the full motion, which is often enough to prevent the chances of triggering at night. You don't use your hands at night, so you're less likely to grip anything. And even if you do grab a blanket, the Band-Aid or the tape can block that full flexion. However, if you have a tendency to really clench or hold a lot of tension in your hands when you're sleeping, then the other splint options I'm going to share may be better suited for you. The great thing about the tape is it's very minimalistic, and this can be a great option for someone with larger arthritic finger joints where splints just don't fit right. Plus, you don't have to worry about the tape sliding off in the middle of the night like you do with a splint. And you can even apply as much or as little tape and as many Band-Aids as you need. Now, I always recommend to first do this during the day for at least a couple of hours just to test exactly where on your finger that you might need to apply the tape, how many pieces of tape that you may need so that you don't trigger, but also to monitor your finger for any swelling or even skin irritation. Plus, keep in mind when you are using the tape that has some stretch to it, you do not want to pull or stretch the tape all the way around your finger. Always leave a gap. We are not looking to restrict blood flow to your fingertip or cause swelling to accumulate above the tape. Now, if you do notice some increased swelling or you have skin sensitivities with this option, you can use a light digital sleeve and then apply the Band-Aid or the tape. This could act as a skin barrier and also provide some compression to reduce the chances of swelling. Taping or wearing Band-Aids can be worn on any trigger finger and even your thumb. You could even wear tape as a daytime option. However, I usually recommend switching to a non-adhesive type of option every once in a while, just to reduce the chances of skin breakdown. Now, if you're looking for a step-by-step demonstration on how to use Band-Aids to stop triggering, then check out my video, Stop Trigger Finger or Trigger Thumb with this Band-Aid trick here. Now, before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you grab my free Trigger Trouble Toolkit where I teach you the 5 steps to finding freedom from frustrating trigger finger or trigger thumb. And I'll link that free guide here and in the description box below. Okay, now let's jump into the second nighttime trigger finger splint option, and these are single strap fabric splints. The ones I have here are by Ron J. You can find them on Amazon. These are on my list because they are very inexpensive and small, and they stop the triggering without over immobilizing your finger, which helps your finger not feel so stiff in the morning. Plus, you can get several of these in a pack, so depending on the length of your finger, you could wear one or two if you needed additional support. For this one, I would first recommend applying the splint over your PIP joint. Remember, with trigger finger, you only need to immobilize one joint of your finger, so you could place this over your PIP joint or even over your DIP joint. You can wear it on the palm side of your finger, or you could turn around and wear it on the back side of your finger. Plus, you can wear it with the stability plate or without the stability plate. Whichever way is more comfortable, but still blocks your finger from flexing too much. Just make sure that you measure your finger joints to ensure the splint will fit around your finger. Okay, the third nighttime trigger finger splint option is one that I would not recommend at all for daytime wear. This one is the trigger finger splint by Dr. Frederick. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that the worst trigger finger splints, in my opinion, are ones that immobilize the entire finger like this one does. Remember, you do not need to immobilize the entire finger to heal your trigger finger. So a splint like this can make you very stiff, and it can get in the way of you using your hand during the day. However, for nighttime, I'm all about figuring out what you can wear that allows you to sleep, because that is so important and also helps aid in your body's healing. And some of you might just sleep better knowing that you have a little more support to your finger, and that's okay. Now, I do feel like this splint is really big for my fingers. I have the regular size here, and I feel like it only fits my middle finger the best. It would likely slip off in my sleep if I had to wear it on my other fingers, but you could always tape it on to secure it better. Now, it does come in a smaller size, which may fit your pinky, or maybe if you have smaller fingers, but do know that they do not currently have one that fits trigger thumbs. Just keep in mind that anytime you immobilize the whole entire finger for several hours, you will wake up with some stiffness, so make sure you do your trigger finger stretches. Now, if you're looking for specific trigger finger exercises, then check out my video here. Okay, let's continue with nighttime splint option number 4. This one is for those of you that feel like your fingers get too stiff with the other options, or you can't seem to keep a splint on your finger throughout the night. If that is the case, then the Vive MP splint could be the better option for you, because this one immobilizes your large knuckle only. Again, splinting only one joint of your triggering finger is needed, and often immobilizing the large knuckle can prevent the other two finger joints from feeling too stiff in the morning. Now, it is a one size fits only, and Vive suggests that this can be worn on any finger and even your thumb. But it slides around way too much on the thumb, so I do not think that this would stop your thumb from triggering at night. And again, because I have smaller hands, it's pretty loose on my other fingers, and even my pinky finger, it would likely just fall off at night. But I do think that it fits comfortably for my index finger, my middle finger. Now, some other things to think about with this splint option is that if you have a tendency to clench your fingers, then your palm could maybe get sore from the splint pressing, and the splint could fall off if you apply it too loose. But on the flip side, the splint could potentially make your finger swell if you apply it too tight. But it's like that with any other kind of splint option that has straps. Now, to counteract that, you could wear a compression glove and wear the splint over the glove to reduce slippage and reduce the chance of finger swelling while you sleep. And finally, my last nighttime trigger finger splint option is to have one custom fabricated for you by a certified hand therapist. This may be your best bet if your finger keeps triggering at night, or you can't seem to find a splint that fits you right. However, this can be an expensive option, but could be covered by insurance in some cases. For these, a certified hand therapist can make a splint specifically for your finger out of a variety of materials that they usually have access to. So this could be a good investment because in order to heal your trigger finger, you need to prevent the triggering for at least 6 weeks. So to recap, the best trigger finger splint options is one that stops your finger from triggering, is comfortable enough to sleep at night, and does not make your finger too stiff in the morning. Now, if you're looking for help on more splint options, what exercises to do for your trigger finger or your trigger thumb, how often to wear your splints and for how long, then you're going to want to join my Unlocked Fix Your Trigger Troubles program. In this program, I've created a game plan with timelines and exercises and splint options and even tips on how to prevent trigger finger or trigger thumb from happening again. This program guides you through all of the steps so you can work on healing your finger naturally and in a way that works for you. You can click here to learn more. Now, if you found this video helpful, do please give it a like and hit that subscribe button below. And if you're looking for more trigger finger and trigger thumb videos, then check these out here. Until next time, thanks for watching.